Hello friends, in this video lecture we are going to learn about the fault tree analysis. So the use of the fault tree analysis to find out the basic cause of a particular failure and to find out the reliability of the system. In the previous video lectures we have learned about how to find out the reliability of a particular component using failure theory or the failure data. Once you find out the reliability of a component, the put the component in the system, and in the way you put the components in the system, we find out the system reliability. Okay. Then after we have seen, if you know or if you have the target of the reliability of a system, then how to distribute that reliability onto the components that we have seen. Okay. Now in this video lecture, we are going to learn about the causes of failures and using fault tree analysis how to find out the reliability of a system. Okay, so basically in fault tree analysis we go up to the root cause of a particular failure from top to bottom. So here we will see the definition of fault tree analysis, which is one of the most important logical and probabilistic technique used in probabilistic risk assessment PRA and system reliability assessment. So here what happens actually, why the word comes over here is logic, because once you identify the different causes of failure of different components in a system, then we have to arrange all those causes in a systematic way. So for that we need a particular logical diagram. That's why this word comes in the definition. So it attempts to model and analyze the failure processes. Okay, so basically what we are going to do here, we must remember here that actually it attempts to model and analyze the failure processes of engineering system or any kind of system. Okay, so in this method what we are going to do, first of all we have to identify the topmost cause. Topmost cause means what? For example, if suppose if you are analyzing a lathe machine, then what would be the topmost cause, or what is the top event in lathe machine? The lathe machine is not working. This would be the top event. The lathe machine is not working. Then we have to analyze why the lathe machine is not working. It may be not working due to the non-functioning of your headstock, or maybe the carriage, or maybe some other conditions like if suppose electricity is cut off and say your generator is also not working. So there are different causes, but a top event is that the lathe machine is not working. First of all, we have to identify that, and then step by step we have to identify all the causes. We have to go up to the root. So that is the root cause we have to actually identify in this particular system, and then we have to put all those failures in a systematic manner in a tree diagram. That's why the name is fault tree. Okay, so here basically we find out the failure of the system. We consider the failure, and there is a very simple relation between failure and reliability. 1 minus failure rate is nothing but your reliability. That is very simple. Or failure is equal to 1 minus reliability. Once you find out the failure, we can find out the reliability. And if you want to find out the failure, once you know the reliability, 1 minus reliability is your failure. Okay, so there is a very simple relation. Okay, so there should be only one top event and all concern must tree down from it. Then each situation that could cause that effect is added to the tree as a series of logic expressions. So when you are putting the causes in a logical manner, we must need some logical symbols. Okay, so we'll introduce those also, which logical symbols are used in this system. Okay, so what steps you are going to carry out in this FTA or fault tree analysis? Identify the objective, that is the failure of a lathe machine, that is nothing but your top event. Okay, so top event, that is failure of lathe machine. Then define the scope of FTA. Now what is the scope? Scope means what? On which factors this particular top event is best. Okay, or you can say we have to identify the vague failures why this has been happened. Like lathe machine is failed, it means that either your headstock has been failed, or the carriage is not working, or lead screw has been broken out. Okay, so these are some of the failures. Then we have to identify where actually the problem happened. Okay, then define the resolution, then define the ground rules. Okay, so these are the steps, and after these first five steps, then we actually construct the failure tree or fault tree. We then construct the fault tree. Okay, and once you draw the fault tree, now see, this is very simple to draw. We'll take one example also to understand. Okay, they interpret and they present the results. Okay, how to do that? So we'll solve some problems for it. So what are the symbols? Here in fault tree analysis, this is the basic failure. So it means that at the end of this tree, at the root of the tree, we're going to see these circles. Okay, circle is nothing but your basic failure. Diamond means the basic fault. Okay, basic fault. For example, the circuit is failed. Now, what is a circle? Circle means, see, if you put this circuit is failed in this, then we are going to put here wire is cut like that. Okay, rectangle means the resultant event. Okay, or you can say the top event, the resultant. And the finally we have to reach up to the root causes, but from top. So this is a top event. So double diamond means what? Represent an event, simply event, what has been happened. Okay, of which we don't know the exact cause. Okay, that we actually note down in the double diamond. And this house represents the basic event where the causes are not known. Okay, so what is the difference between the house and the circle? Both are the basic, but these are the events where we don't know exactly the values and the causes. Okay, so for here to understand, let us take this example. So let us take this as a system, subsystem A, subsystem B. Again, this subsystem A depends upon x1 and x2 components. Subsystem B depends upon x3 and x4 components. These are connected this way. It means that if you see, to fail this particular system, either of these two must fail. Okay, subsystem A or B. You can see if A failed, the circuit is not going to complete. It means that the total system is failed. Even suppose only system B is failed, the system is not going to work. But if suppose x1 element of subsystem A is failed, you can see even the circuit can be completed through this way. Okay, and now we have two ways. Even if suppose x1 is failed, so to fail the subsystem A, both must failed. Both must be failed, x1 and x2. Okay, so this is OR condition, and you can see between A and B, there is AND condition. But between x1 and x2, there is OR condition. Here also x3 and x4, there is OR condition. Okay. So now to construct this, you can see failure of S, that is failure of system. You can see this is FS, this is complete FS, failure of system. So that will happen either of these two fails, either of these two fails. Okay. So or sorry, here must be AND, here must be AND, and here must be OR, here must be OR. Okay. So the system will fail either FA or FB fails. So therefore, FAS happens either FA or. So that's why this OR symbol is there. So OR symbol must be written this way. Okay, and AND symbol must be written in this way, straight line or half circle, or the semicircle. Okay, so OR. Then FA will fail. FA will fail. So both must be failed, x1 and x2, right? If x1 is only failed, even though the system is working, but we want the system to be failed. So that's why both must be failed. X1 and x2 must be failed. So that's why there is AND condition. X1 and x2. Here FB and x3 and x4 both must be failed. So here is AND condition. So it means that now we have reached up to the basic faults. Basic faults. Okay. Now we have to finally write down the equation for failure. So failure must be equal to F failure of x1 and x2, right? or failure of x3 and x4. So you can see here from this figure we can easily write f1 and f2 or f3 and f4. So this is how we can write the equation for failure. And once you find out the failure, we can find out the reliability. Okay. So therefore, we can see here the same equations are being written over here. Failure of S, FA or FB. So therefore, uh, finally, so here you can see failure A or B. So once you know the rules of probability or condition and condition, then we can write the equation for that. Okay, A or B means PA plus PB minus PA into PB. Okay, and we must know the probabilities of failures or the reliabilities of these elements. Put those values over here, you will get the reliability of the entire system. Okay, or failure probabilities. And once you know the failure probability, then reliability is equal to 1 minus Fs. So this way we can find out the reliability of the system. So again, to understand it in depth, let us solve this problem. So let us consider this as a system. So there is a mains wire, the transformer which is connected to this mains. This transformer and generators are being used to operate a operation theater. Okay, so operation theater depends upon two elements, transformer and generator. It means that if transformer fails, generator is there going to help. If generator is failed, transformer is there. It means that these two are in which condition? Or if this is working, operation theater is working. If this is working, operation theater is working. So this is for reliability. For reliability is in or condition, but for failure there must be and condition. For failure or fault tree analysis there must be and condition. Why? Because to fail the operation theater, both must be failed at a time. So that's why and condition. Again, transformer is failed, maybe due to this mains line or maybe this grid. Okay. So now for the system, we are going to draw the fault tree analysis. Okay. So just before that, we'll understand the block diagram. So x1, x2, x3. Say this is x1, x2, x3. This way, x3. Or this is x1, x2, x3. So therefore, x1 and x2. Okay. If suppose the main fails, what will happen? Transformer is not going to work. If transformer fails, mains is not going to work, and generator is working independently for the operation theater. So that's why x1 and x2 are in series and x3 is in parallel, and then you will get here the output. Okay, if you put that in the fault tree diagram, then this is f of s, that is failure of operation theater. This failure of operation theater is going to happen due to both. First is here there must be your uh, transformer failed. Okay, transformer failed, and generator failed. If both are failed, then and then FS is going to fail. But why? How this transformer will fail? There is or condition. Either main fails or transformer fails. It's very simple. Mains or transformer grid fails. Transformer grid fails. And the reliabilities or the probabilities of all these are given. So we'll put that in equation simply. F of S. Already we have seen this formula. P of x1 plus P of x2 minus P of x1 into x2. Okay, now third is there, then simply then add x1 x2 and multiplication with this P of x3, simply this is in parallel. Okay, so then you are going to get this failure of the system, Fs equal to 0.0013. See, all these values are given in the problem. You can pause the video, uh, uh, read this problem very carefully. The probability of failure of or the reliability of every element is given there. Okay, just you have to put that in the fault tree diagram, and then we have to write down the formula. Writing this formula is again very simple, and then therefore you will get the reliability 1 minus f of x. Okay, and finally you will get somehow this reliability of 0.99986. So this is how the fault tree diagram works. But what is the use of this fault tree diagram? To understand the logic leading, obviously we can go up to the root cause of the failure, and then we can put those in a logical manner. Okay, then prioritize the contributors. See, this is very very important. In failure of the you can see in the previous example, the operation theater has been failed, but the reliabilities we have put for transformer, we have put for your generator. So from by viewing these reliabilities, we can prioritize the importance of the different elements, so that then we can focus on more on such elements which are important, which are not so much important. Okay, and FTA, we can make use of it as a protective tool, because once you find out the uh, reliability, will come to know how much reliable system is. And then furthermore, if you need the improvement in the reliability, then we can think of that also. Then monitor and performance. Obviously, this method is for monitoring and performance of the system time to time. Minimize and optimize the resources. Obviously, why and how. And once you know the needed equipments in a particular system, and once you identify the reliabilities of some elements are not so much affecting the system, using this FTA, then we can neglect those also, or we can then discard those elements from the system, so that the complexity of the system will decrease. Assist in designing, obviously, and diagnostic. This can be used as a diagnostic tool for an engineering application. Okay, so this is all about the fault diagram. I hope you have understood the concepts, and you must have understood the procedure of FTA and how to solve the problem using FTA tool. Okay, so thank you very much for this particular watching this video. Thank you so much.